Hi, thanks for joining me at DevCon. This talk is Search Banners, from out of the box to advanced customization. My name is Taylor Johnson, and I'm a senior software engineer at Algolia. I've been with the digital merchandising team since joining Algolia over 2 years ago. I'm mostly a front-end focused developer, typically working with React. Today's talk will introduce Algolia's out-of-the-box banner solution. It'll show you how to make out-of-the-box banners fit your needs, and we'll show you how to create custom banners, including today's state-of-the-art and a sneak peek at an upcoming feature. So what is a search banner? A search banner is a way to include additional visual information next to the search results, typically related to a user's search query. Search banners can be used to guide a user to additional tools or resources, to highlight a new or useful product feature, to advertise a promotion, or to offer a discount. Let's take a look at Algolia's out-of-the-box solution that was introduced earlier this year. First, let's talk about what you need to get started. An Algolia app and index, a web application using InstantSearch. Great news, if you're here at DevCon, you most likely already have these two. And lastly, you need a rule with the new banner consequence. What do I mean by a rule? Rules allow you to optimize and dynamically adjust the structure of your search results. Specifically, they're made of conditions and consequences. When a condition, like a search query, is met, a consequence, like the ability to display a search banner, is applied to the results. Check the link below for our documentation. There are two ways to create a rule in the Algolia dashboard: the manual rules editor and the visual rules editor. Out-of-the-box banners are available when creating a rule with the visual rule editor. Oftentimes, you may elect to use the visual rule editor to instantly see a preview of your search results when the rules condition triggers the consequence. So for our example, first we'll set a condition, or the action that will trigger the rule. This rule will now trigger when a user searches for the query del. Now we add the new banner consequence. The note above the form warns us that we need to be using a compatible version of the InstantSearch library, and then we can enter our banner data below. The first part is the URL of our banner image. Then we have the optional but highly recommended alt text for the banner image, and the optional target URL in case we want to redirect a user when they click on the banner. Last, click Apply. We can now see a preview of the banner above our search results. Let's see how we will implement this banner in our front-end code. Here we see a relatively simple React InstantSearch application using the Hits widget. The Hits widget is what allows you to display search results. Note here that there is no configuration needed to display our banner. You just simply use the Hits component. Inside our application, a user can search for del, and the search banner appears above the results without any configuration. And that's it. We've added search banners. We could go home now. But this is DevCon, not effortless out-of-the-box con. Instant search widgets are opinionated, but highly extensible. So let's see how we can customize the banner with the Hits widget. There are two ways to customize banners when editing the Hits or Infinite Hits widgets. The first is overriding CSS classes. Our API exposes 3 classes related to the banner root, the banner image, and the banner link. Additionally, you can provide a template, a prop, or a slot for JavaScript, React, Vue, respectively, to the widget to completely overwrite how that banner will appear. Take a look below for the link to our hits documentation. We can apply our own custom CSS classes, targeting different parts of the banner through the class name's prop. In this example, you see that I'm passing banner root and banner image with a custom class name. These can be classes that are already existing in my style sheet, or I could be using utility classes like Tailwind. The output HTML automatically adds these classes. The next way to customize is passing a banner component prop, and this allows you to completely override the JSX and the outputted HTML for the banner. You can access the banner data to insert parts of the data schema that you need, and you can also use your own components and JSX. But out-of-the-box banners do have two limitations. The banner data schema is narrowly defined with the three parts we spoke of: the image URL, optional image alt text, and the optional target URL. And CSS and HTML templates can only be configured so much. What happens when you have more complex data or more complex layout needs? We can get around those limitations with custom search banners. Custom search banners still require a way to trigger displaying the search banner data and a way for your application to access and display that data. Here we see the manual rules editor. It doesn't provide a visual representation of the search results, but acts as a wrapper around the rules engine API. So let's see how we can create a custom banner implementation with this approach. We'll start similarly by adding a condition. In this case, the rule will trigger when the user searches for iPhone. Our consequence, however, will return custom data. Custom data is returned with our search results in JSON format. Our custom banner schema that we're defining here includes a title, a description, and discount amount, but it can be anything that meets your business requirements. Let's access this custom data in the front end to create a custom banner. Okay, let's take a look at how to create a custom banner in a React InstantSearch application. Over in the code, you can see a relatively simple InstantSearch search application. Right now, we only have a search box and the hits components displaying. You can see that over in our site. And you can also see that we have a custom banner component scaffolded out. Right now, it's only returning some JSX. So let's see how we can access the data that we made available within our rule. To do that, we can use the React InstantSearch use hits hook. This hook returns the results. Anytime that they get updated, this will update as well. Specifically, we want to access the user data property on the results. This is where any information that's stored in a rule on the custom data, it is made available here. And specifically, we're accessing banner content. If you recall from the previous slide, banner content was the top level property of our custom JSON data. That means the discount, the title, the description, all of that should be made available inside of banner data. So if there is no banner data, we'll just return early. And now we want to start using that information inside of our JSX. So you can see we've got the banner discount, the title, and the description all being returned here. We can enable the custom banner component. We hit save. There's no banner displaying, but that's expected because if you recall, our rule only triggers when the user searches for iPhone. And there you go. We have our custom banner displaying above the hits with some eye-popping CSS. But I can't take credit. If you want to know how to make an amazing banner like this, I highly encourage you to check out the Algolia YouTube channel and search for the live coding session with how to build eye-popping search banners with pure CSS. So shout out to Chuck and Lukey for building this. As a developer, how can you make setting up custom banners easier for your colleagues? You'll be able to do so with custom rule consequences. Why custom consequences? Rules that return custom data can be very powerful, but not every user wants to configure JSON anytime a rule is created or edited. Custom rule consequences are a way for developers to empower their business-focused colleagues who don't wish to configure JSON in the manual rules editor. You, the developer, will extend Algolia's dashboard's capabilities based on your company's data structure and business needs. This is an example of a custom consequence in the rules visual editor. There is no JSON for you or your colleagues to manually input or configure. It's just a form tailored specifically to your use case. In this example, a custom banner. Let's see how this is different from implementing your own custom banner. Okay, we're back inside of our application. Custom consequences still take advantage of the search results user data property. When creating your custom consequence, you provide a unique key. So let's use that to access the data that we need for this banner. We're going to replace this with a call to access consequences, and then we're going to specifically access the custom banner consequence. That's the key I used for our demo. So we save this. All of a sudden, our banner goes away. That's because our custom consequence rule was triggered using Kindle. And there you go. With a one-line change, you have a custom banner being built using a custom rule consequence. Okay, so to summarize, this talk covered how to add search banners with the new banner rule consequence, how to customize those banners with InstantSearch, how to create banners with custom data and layouts, and how, in the future, you'll be able to empower your team with custom consequences. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. I hope to see some great-looking search banners out there.